Charge up your game with excitement. Highest odds on the market. Coverage of all live and pre-match events. Place your bets with Solid Bookmaker and win with your favorite teams. Take what's rightfully yours with GG.bet.
Well, hello everybody and welcome back. We're going into the second best of 3 of the day, a little bit delayed. We're starting over an hour and a half late, but that's how life do be sometimes, as it's going to be W7M taking on Red Canids. And this is certainly said to be an, well, look, based on the last series, an interesting one, where we saw a 3-mapper with overtime in the last map come out, but on paper, W7M are heavy favorites to win this one. We'll see if Red Canids can do it. Not a whole lot of guys here that I'm familiar with, but W7M I've seen before. And as they come into this on a 2v2, the pistol round is looking good for Red Canids. The only problem for them is they haven't got the bomb planted just yet. Flashbang goes down, the bomb's now on the floor, but not in the way the terrorists wanted, as they now have to go in for this retake. Getting the bomb, getting it planted, it's not ideal, and so you're going to see the CTs come in on top of that last pick. 2k for Pank as we came towards the end of it. And now we come towards the fun part of things. To start us off, we're going to have to see what names we're rolling with here. I'm going to go down through them on W7M, and we'll see if we're all vibing on that. So we're starting on Riots, who's just Riots. Then you got Rafa. You've got YJ below Megazord there. Real's in. I think it's just Real. And the final should just be Pank, right? So Riots, Rafa, Pank, YJ, and Real. Let me know if there's any problems with that. And going to Red Canids, because this should be a pretty one-sided round. No armor for anybody, only a couple of pistols. So speaking now Red Canids, we've got Wood, who's the 4th player. You've got Kaig. There he is, number 7 on our keyboard, Aleles. Pesadelo on the top. Leo God, right? I feel like I'm calling the roll in a classroom or something. And Nithon for Nithon Zeno. So Pesadelo, Kaig, Nithon, Wood. Just Wood, right? Not Woody. Or Wood 7, but Wood. And Leo God. Let me know how those sound if I'm mispronouncing anybody's name. Because I don't want to be I don't want to be BMing these poor guys. They're gonna play their hearts out for us in this best of 3 series. We better make sure that we iron out the creases to start us off. So like we said, Red Canids probably don't get a whole lot done here. A couple of kills, 2 to 3 would be ideal for them. They know there's 2 players on short, but peeking into them shouldn't really see too much reward. Even still, Nithon in there with 2 straight away. And although they're unlikely to win this round, don't underestimate the economy damage that they're getting done. Still, SMGs get the majority of the kills, putting over quite a bit of cash in the W7M bank accounts, with only 2 weapons to be reinvested into. But even 2 weapons reinvested is going to cause quite a little bit of hassle. I mean, having to buy back up like that, ooh, we might actually, I'm just seeing now, you've got pistols in play. You could see the likes of Rafa and Pank keep over their Deagle and P250 coming into this round, and then YJ and Real just buy armor, allowing them to all get full rifles out for the next. If they lose this one, I'd be interested to see. Okay, so they actually go with a 4 UMP lineup. A 3 UMP lineup, sorry, and a FAMAS. Only 1 heavy rifle, I suppose. Which is obviously going to be very different for Red Canids, who've called a timeout, but it's a fairly easy situation for them in terms of buying AKs, but the reason for the stacking 2 timeouts here doesn't make sense. That must be a technical issue, surely. But they can call technical pauses. I don't know why you need 2 timeouts. So the idea here is, what do you want to get? Do you want a player to be on an SMG so that they can buy more supportive utility? Or do you want full AKs? In which case the supportive utility will be lacking in some parts, but still fairly decent, as Nithon's going to be a player that can get a full stack out. but you can see his flashbangs are the only ones in play, and there are only 3 smokes, so they're very limited in terms of the depth that they can go into in this round. You can't see a whole lot of executes coming out, or fakes rather. You can see an execute. Pretty much any execute is obtainable on Inferno with 3 smokes, but the problem is that once you throw them, you're pretty much forced into commitment, or you have to try to take a less favorable engagement later on and hope that by faking it out, you're able to catch a player off guard. Nades towards Banana early on, see no damage really for the T side, and they get 2-for-1 trades, which on the CT side is perfect. Damage done to Nathan through the smoke as well, leaves him down to 38. And a position developing for W7M that looks very good. Up against Red Canids by. We still have all the players with utility left alive, but they haven't got a whole lot of firepower supposed to be supporting. Only 1 flashbang and 2 smokes remain. Riots manages to catch off Nathan through the smoke. I think he actually did 100 damage to Nathan through the smoke with 2 separate spams down Banana. Now Red Canids make their way towards the A bomb site. 1 smoke, 1 Molotov, no flashbangs, only a decoy on Pesadelo. Certainly will cause a couple of hiccups for them. The thing going for them, they've got AK-47s, they're up against UMPs, so it definitely puts them in... Oh, that nade on the face of Pesadelo goes down to 65, makes it much easier for the UMPs that are cross-firing on the site to get the damage. YJ, I don't think it's going to extend to him. I think he should be safe. He is indeed, and they think that they've Molotoved it out. They don't think he can be there. So he catches them off, takes them down. Rafa on the rotate will hold at long range with an AUG, meaning that they now know their apartments is safe. With 10 seconds left, Riots is aggressing. He picks up an AK. Ideally, they want to take this weapon out of the hands of Wood, but it doesn't seem likely, and it isn't going to happen. Okay, I didn't think there was time for that fight to come through, but there was. Wood still manages to come out on top. Getting himself $300 in the bank for this round isn't ideal, though. He won't be able to buy up a whole lot. Invests into a Granada. He might as well be on 0. What's the difference? And the nade at least gives him a chance to support for his teammates. I almost would have rathered a flash in this situation, though, and see the pistols go for a fast rush, perhaps towards B on the back of 1 flashbang. You can see after that nade, which did very little damage, they've got nothing to work with. So they're pushing over towards the B bomb site, and you can see Rafa and Pank are both holding down. They have a lot of utility to use up here as well. Primarily that Molotov is what I'm interested in. Oh, the re-peek from Rafa. He finds a kill, but it leaves his teammate completely isolated, and they have an idea he's towards the site. Swinging out is an interesting idea, but not one that works out, as the Deagle of Pesadelo is able to find the kill. We're down to a 2v3, but with the Deagle still in play, Pesadelo could be the one to do the damage, but no, in fact, it's the AK for Wood. Down to a 2v2, retake on B, AWP in play for the T side, and this is not good. W7M have really lost control of this round quite quickly. YJ has to peek into an op. Flash through, pushes the op off the angle. It hit Wood as well, and I think that was heard. He lays him down, waits for a peek to come through. Wood eventually has to peek that. As YJ takes combat, there's the fight from Real. He's going to be able to tap that bomb. YJ can cover. He swings out a little bit wide to make sure Wood's not able to do it, and with the wall bang and the defuse, the round comes to a conclusion. 4-0. W7M are starting to build up rounds pretty quickly. As Red Canids sure have a lot of work to do. They're on the T side, and with a full buy coming out on the back of the bomb plant, it's at least not terrible for them, but they do need to start chaining, or at least getting 1 round on the board. You don't allow W7M to walk away with this. If they win this buy round, then they're 6-0 up, and then you're on a last chance to get a decent scoreline on the board, more than likely. But perhaps instead of focusing on the doom and gloom, we should... Oh, well, what's Auto Director doing? Hello? Wake up. Instead of focusing on the doom and gloom, we should focus a little bit more so on the positives. W7M are having a pretty good start as expected. That Molotov is fantastic in cutting them off, but as they don't push up on the back of it after finding the opening kill, Pank has support coming through. Rafa was there to help him out. And so W7M suffer the opening casualty, but with Kaig going down and the fact that Leo God is also low HP, this has certainly not gone past a recoverable round for them. The opening combat goes down as Pesadello falls. The push towards the B bomb site doesn't seem all too fruitful just yet, but still the chance to recover it with 3 players in position. Utility being thrown over, but they're trapped in Banana. They know this is going to be a B hit, as you've got Real down the bottom of Banana watching for the retreat. On the bomb site itself, a smoke goes down, 10 seconds left. They have to plant. They don't know the Pank's towards the back of the bomb site. He picks up one, and the spam through the smoke is there. But Reelsin is the one to find both kills. Both of the remaining 5 seconds defuse. It's easy peasy with plenty of time left. Je m'excuse, the hay fever once more. I hate these days. Why does the outside have to interfere with our video games? It's like bedtimes, am I right, guys? But a 5 versus 4. Nithon picks up the opening. He loses quite a bit of HP for it, but look at the position from Wood. Catches Rafa off guard and eliminates the AWP towards the top and middle. You've still got Riots in play, though. He's on B, solo holding with that AVP. As Red Canids focus towards the A bomb site, there are only 2 players here. Rotation begins for Riot, but he could be just a little bit too late. YJ trapped in the pit is going to have a very difficult task on his hands as he's not able to find a whole lot. And I'm very surprised that he looks upwards there because he did have a player, Pank, covering his drop down, so he should have been focused more so on the bomb site itself. A little bit of miscommunication, perhaps, as he spotted one out in the balcony or in apartments. Pank presumably called it. YJ looked up, preemptively, and then got peeked. It's unfortunate. It's timing and it happens, but with Riots finding that, it's finally going to be a round on the board for Red Canids. ZVK Carreo. I assume that is close. It's like a shorthand or something like it with Alio at the end. Just an assumption. My Portuguese is non-existent, but I can swear in multiple different ways. That's about the only Portuguese I know. Well, that's the only Portuguese I remember. 5-1 economy built up for W7M allows them to get a buy up. You have got a Deagle in play for Pank, but everybody else is on Augs and an AVP for Rafa. Nice nade, gonna go through. It lands on the feet of Rafa. 56 HP remaining. Very quickly dealt with. A flashbang from Kaig and a clean opening for Red. AVP picked up as Pank crosses over towards the coffins. A 4 versus 5 sees Red Canids in a somewhat decent position. They have plenty of utility left. They've got a man advantage. They've got bomb control. The only thing they don't have now is map control. With a little bit of presence towards Banana, but they haven't yet pushed fully to the top. With a little bit of presence in apartments, but they haven't pushed through the balcony. They haven't taken any short or long control on A either. So they're very void of information. And so when they go for a push here, it'll be very much a full commitment that they'll have to make. With 50 seconds left, they have very little time to readjust their strategy. If they hit some bumps in the road, they'll just have to power on forward. 38 seconds, Riots drops the smoke, slow walks back over towards the A bomb site, knowing that he has time now to get here and hopefully help his teammates out, but the push is already underway. Red Canids drop a flashbang or two over. Real's not blind though, so he's able to pick up two very quick kills. They know there's a player up close as well, but he makes it to the box. Real now should be unsuspected in this angle. Riot looking to push through the smoke to support his teammates as YJ goes down. Riot's there to find one, but only one. Leaving Pank to pull it all off, spots a player dropping down. He's watching for this. He's watching for the peak to come up. From Pasadello. Smoke down just in time. There's a small gap in it. Pasadello's watching it for now. Eventually makes his way over into the standard pit angle. So can't be watching it anymore. But look at Nion's position. Nithon, rather. He was spotting it. He was waiting for it and eventually found the kill. So 5-2. Red Canids doing so much work. They're getting so much done, and it's really nice to see the early contention, considering the W7M come in as pretty heavy favorites in the matchup overall. Not as heavy as what we saw from Sharks earlier on, and indeed they struggled. Massively struggled to close it out. W7 again with early nades going down Banana aren't going to see any reward for it, and that was a large amount of their investment into the round. As for the most part, they're just dealing with pistols outside of that. Spams as Pank goes down. They bail out of the Molotov, not able to progress too much further, but W7M have seen no rewards for the pistols that they've upgraded to. They've got a taser in play on YJ sitting in the apartments just waiting for someone to push him. Waiting to catch an angle and a kill. Hoping to drop a weapon, do some economy damage, and maybe even walk away with a weapon carried forward. Nade does so much damage to Real, who'd picked up the AK earlier on, and I mean at this point we're not expecting a whole lot from the defensive side. Okay, Real's doing well to get that kill. I thought he'd be spammed through the smoke, but none of the bullets connect. Perhaps it's unlucky, but okay, it's very lucky for YJ. USP in hand, catches a spam through smoke. He goes down, but it's a 1v2. A winnable situation for YJ for sure. But with a USP in hand, it's a very difficult one. Oh man, the damage he's done to Wood now. 11 HP, but it's too late. Too little too late. This is indeed a best of 3. Noah? I think every game today is. I'm not sure though. What time do we finish? I think we finished this at 11. Like it's supposed to be around 11 PM CEST. But as we're currently reaching 10, I don't think we're going to meet that target. Which means we might run straight into the next game. Maybe 12 hours straight. But sure, look. Be grand. Because we have 2 more series after this one. I believe the others are the upper bracket games. I'll have to check that after, in between the maps. Hank opens it up this time. So an opening kill for W7M at least. Riots finds a further one. He'll eventually be dropped and pretty quickly be dropped as well. Smoke down on the cross. You've got Pank thinking about aggressing. I think he's going to. He hears them run past. He's ready for it. He knows the timing. He's got it. Bomb dropped. Real swung out to help that. Now Nython going back over to try and secure that bomb. Isn't able to do anything about it. Pasadelo last alive and last to fall as the round ultimately ends. With that, it's 6-3. A 3-round gap and plenty to go around on the CT side. 2 M4s, 2 AUGs, an AWP, and plenty of utility. The problem is that the cash certainly isn't flowing in the same way. If they lose this round, they'll be struggling. The Red Canids are able to get a pretty decent buyout with lots of utility on the back of the 2 Mac 10s up close. Pasadelo is the one to open it up. Riots goes down. They don't suspect another player to be here, though, as Pank is able to pick one. It's actually Rafa on the AWP. He's not able to find anything. Pank up close on sandbags. That's unfortunate, leaving Rafa all alone to hold down the bomb site. He connects one. Nade from YJ finds another, and that Molotov about to spread to him. Rafa needs to step out wide. He doesn't know there's a player in pit. Able to make it behind the pillar to keep himself alive, though, and eventually finds the shot. What a round that was. 3 kills on the board. Rafa with a fantastic performance to close out Red Canids' last full buy for a little bit, as it should now be an eco. A pause on the match comes through, and that means that it's most likely going to be a technical, as they didn't call a tactical pause. Malheureusement. Just taking a look right now, you can see that you're having a pretty good start for W7M. Rafa on 11 kills, 10 for real, a mere 10 rounds in. We'll take a look now, just for curiosity's sake, at what the... oh, it's just not working. What's that? I was going to bring up the odds on the screen, but it doesn't appear to work. Let me check there in the background and see if I can fix this. Huh, seems to be broken. I'll get word to the production team and see if we can fix that. Alright, anyway, so while they're working on that, we're looking at a pretty weak buy from Red Canids. They've got a couple of deagles, a couple pieces of armor, but not a whole lot of players left alive, as there's literally a couple of players, 2 in play. Nython gets taken out, leaving Pesadelo all alone. Drop going to come through from Pank. It's risky up against the deagle, but he finds the headshot to shut him down and put it 8-3. Strong early start from W7M into this game, as they're very close to finding all they need. Now, our previous game you guys are talking about in chat there, the Reapers versus Sharks game, that was incredible. I mean, that was set to be the quickest game of the day for sure. I came in thinking I'd have time to make dinner between the games, that it would be a 2-0, but my god, Reapers surprised me. That was, of course, like I said, my very first time seeing Reapers. So I didn't know what to expect from them, and just going by the odds alone and just taking an overall look at them, they weren't too present on anywhere near the same level that Sharks are, certainly playing internationally. I thought it should be an easy game, but winning it out in an overtime of the third map, that was pretty incredible. Fast push from Red Canids finds 2 opening kills now as they move towards the bomb site. Woods even finding the kill through the smoke. Reelson's taken down. Aggression from Cage is going to pay off as he catches Riots. And the return almost found by Riots, but not quite there. There's now a 1v5 needed. Pank isn't feeling too confident about that, and understandably is looking to go for a save. It's about time to neaten up my beard. You ever get that when you let it grow a little bit too much and it's itchy all the time? It's at that length. We gotta sort it out, guys. We gotta sort it out. Let me know in chat, actually, just out of curiosity. So, one of the other casters, Dinko, gets a haircut every week. Every single week, he gets a haircut. And his hair is super short. Like, when he gets a cut, it's using razors to the point that there's, like, no hair on one... Like, it's faded, but there's no hair on one part of his head. And I think, personally, weeklies may be a little bit too much. I'm on the other spectrum. If you guys have seen me before on any of the camera broadcasts, such as ESEA, you will have noticed the long hair. And it's just because I'm too lazy. It takes, you know, once every 2-3 months. Probably 3 or 4 months. What are you guys at? How often do you guys go for haircuts? Let me know. And do you find it weird that Dinko gets one every week? Which is my main concern here. My main aim is just to get you guys to slag Dinko, because I enjoy that. It's a pastime of mine. We've already seen Pank go down early on with the saved over weapon. Everybody else on UMPs. You got an AUG, an AVP for Rafa. He takes down Pesadelo. He's not able to get more, missing the shot up close. And now Cage is thinking... There we go. Okay, I was going to say he's thinking about peeking with the bomb, and I did not want to see that. Rafa takes down Cage eventually, which is good that he didn't have the bomb, but I think he can still just about grab sightline on it if he swings out a little bit more. Players on the bomb side are playing passive as can be, knowing they haven't got the best of weapons, and Rafa now drops the bomb. He knows it's there this time 100%. It fell in front of his face. YJ peeks out alongside his bomb site friend Real. Secondary op is going to be taken. It's quickly dropped over for an AK-47. You don't want to be playing secondary op in this kind of angle. You might need to refrag your teammate really quickly. It's more important to have that AK, but okay, swaps over eventually. I'd like to see YJ come back from his hunting spree and just take the AK. Far more likely to give him a favorable response. He's pushing up. He's going to walk straight into Leo and lose. Could have saved over an extra AK, but instead he now has to reinvest, as does Pank, which means there's pretty decent economy damage done to W7M. Even with Red Canids losing that round, they get enough damage out that it's not terrible. Rafa connects one onto Pesadelo to open things up. AWP's in play on the CT side ×2. Those Red Canids aren't just going to be able to avoid the op by going to B. Riots is there, holding it down and waiting for them to peek on into him. And he catches it. That's Nython out. The opper for the T side removed from play. Red Canids on a 2-man disadvantage now, moving towards B. Shot connected by Riots once more. And it's all about the ops here on Inferno. At least right now it is. I don't think Riots knows a player's already pushed up close left as Leo got tucks down in the corner. But that position probably won't be too useful as Riots is holding a narrow enough angle that if he's peeked, it won't matter whether it's from left or right. Real needs to be careful taking out the smoke at the wrong moment. He gives away his position now for sure. Wood knows he's there, which could cause some problems. For Leo, when he eventually swings out, he can either push towards CT, where he'll probably be spotted by Pank, who's watching passively from the back left to the bomb site, or indeed spotted by the op and taken down on that narrow angle. Eventually, a move has to be made, and as he walks on back, Leo's dropped into the open. Bomb now dropped, so a more aggressive stance taken by Riots, knowing that the time is super low and that it'll probably be picked or peaked soon. But it's not going to happen as Wood wants to go for a save and has no other choice, especially as there was 15 seconds left as his teammate fell. Putting us into a 9 or 10-4, sorry, scoreline. Takes a minute to update, obviously. Well, I was trying to get the we had some production stuff to sort out there, but as I look away for literally 2 seconds, all I hear is an AUG firing off 3 times in small bursts, and then instantaneously it's over. 2v3, or 2v5 rather. Situation the W7M shouldn't be able to lose. At least the bomb's still in control of the T side, but for the last round of the half, this is not how Red Canids would have wanted it to go. Finishing with 4 rounds on the board is not ideal. I mean, it's a really, really difficult spot to do anything from, really. Winning is unlikely, especially if you lose the pistol round. It's pretty much over straight away. There's a nade still in play for YJ, and I want to see the Kobe on the Pesadello. He's down towards Banana. Where YJ's position doesn't look likely that that nade will connect anything, unless he fast rotates to B now. But they're going to spot them out pretty soon. 35 seconds. It has to be a push soon. They're wasting so much time. They have 1 smoke left. 30 seconds. Rotate's already going to be coming over. Down goes Pesadello. And with Wood being last alive, he's quickly dealt with 11-4. What a dominant map coming through from W7M. At least a dominant first half. Let's see if Red can pull it through when they switch over to the next side. When they're on the CT, will Red Canids be able to pull it off? I doubt it. Just based on what we've seen so far, it seems like W7M are definitely performing really strong individually. So their T side is where I would fear them the most. Flatter, what's up, my dude? Welcome back. It's been a while since you've caught one. Well, it's my pleasure to give you a fresh new experience. Or seem fresh at least, because it's been a while. So I can just do the same old thing. I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good, my man. We had a 4.5 hour best of 3 earlier on. Lots of delays. There's server issues, so. And it was supposed to be like a quick 2-0, but it ended up being super long, which was good. I mean, that's a good game. I was not at any point kind of like, oh, can this just end? It was entertaining to watch. This one, though, I'm hoping that Red Canids are going to be able to do a little bit more, because from what I've heard of them, they're not a terrible team. But W7M are one that I recognize, and it's bad when I recognize one team from the South American region, because it's been a while. I think the last thing that I majorly did that was in South America was like IM Chicago qualifiers. I did the most recent ones, but like that was like a week and a bit ago, so it's a week ago and then tomorrow as well. But last year, that was the last time I was like actively aware of the South American scene, so this is not the best. If I'm recognizing them, it means they're probably pretty damn good. And as they're already coming into this, bomb planted, man disadvantage to work with, but their individualities where they always shine through. Leo's going to be able to catch an angle though. Glock's all that's left. YJ cutting towards Dark. He should be dispatched pretty quickly, and indeed he is. Nython doing a fantastic job towards the end of that retake on those last 2 kills. Pushes it over 11-5, and that was a really important round for Red Canids. If they lost that pistol, it was pretty much over where it started. You watched the VOD? Oh. The Sharks versus Red? Oh wait, not Red. Reapers, sorry. Sharks versus Reapers VOD? By the way, there's a 1 minute delay on the stream, so it's super hard for me to remember what you're responding to, which apologies in advance for that. Obviously, Flatter, usually when we're on together, when I see you in chat, it's like a stream where I'm, what, 2 seconds delayed or something, so we're Gucci. It's a little bit harder. A little bit more difficile. It's also going to be a pretty difficult round for W7M. I mean, they've only taken out a couple of pistols. They're really focusing towards the next one. Right here, they're going to be coming in with the objectives of finding 1 or 2, or well, 2 to 3 kills to keep the CT economy modest. What we always talk about in round number 2 for the team that lost. Rafa's only doing some damage to Pesadelo, not able to finish him off. As we will see the spams down to Real, leaving him and Riot's both pretty low. Pesadelo up close is in danger and taken down by a headshot from Rafa. Real comes in with one onto Wood, and already decent damage done. If YJ can find one more, that would be fantastic. He's coming towards B. You've got a smoke in play, drops it down, flashbang goes over. Now they can close in the distance. But with him being so low, it's unlikely he finds anything, but he gets the kill. Now with the bomb plant going down, he has a chance of winning this round. There's a weapon to be retrieved towards the back of the bomb site. He wants to keep the UMP, though. Closing in on construction. They're checking this angle. Timing seems to work out well for him, though. He hears them on the bomb site, knows exactly where they are. Smoke goes down. That could be the death of him. With the UMP, it's not going to be easy to spam through, but he knows no one's defusing. He hasn't heard a def start yet. There it is eventually. He spots one on the left, and this is it over. The spam, it was a 1% chance, doesn't work out. Defuse comes through, and had he have found that, it would have all been over. But again, even with the UMP, if he was hitting his shots, it still would be really hard when you're RNG spraying through a smoke to find that. Flatter, oh, the 80 round game. Yeah, the ESEA rank G 40 to 38 game. That was certainly a sight to behold. It was an interesting one to cast. I think it's easier to cast pugs in overtime when it's like multiple overtimes in a row, because you're not seeing the same strategies. You're seeing people try ludicrous plays. Because even if you guys have been in pugs before, and it's the same in rank G and stuff, players just go, when you hit like a double OT, they're just like, you lose the first round, they're like, oh, let's lose. Come on, let's just finish this. So they start like rushing and doing all this stuff, but then it works out because the other team aren't a team, so they're not structured. Coming into this, aggression comes through from Pesadelo. He's able to find one straight away onto Mats. That's Pank, sorry. I'm so used to reading the end of the name. I just glanced up to see who died. With Riots and Real both, well, Real super low. Riots being chipped up a little bit. They're going to be thankful that they have the one-shot, headshot weapons to play with. It's not the same for Red Canids, though. Smoke down to the cross. Great shot by Riots. Pesadelo goes down. Flashbang's in play, though, and that allows Leo God to at least pick up one as he backs off. There's a second to play with as well. The 2v3. Spam through the smoke again. Rafa's the one to find a second kill in the round and get a bomb plant in. Re-smoke down towards the CT spawn. YJ conscious of the boosted up angle. What a shot. Kaeg regrets spamming through that smoke already, as his head is torn swiftly off. It's a 1v2. A situation for W7M that should put them back ahead 12 to 6. As Wood is barely even looking to aggress. The time is so low. He has a kit but no utility. Catches YJ, but again, no util to follow up on it, so he has to just bail out of there. He could play exits here, knowing that he's lit up YJ, and try to deal a little bit of extra damage. He goes for the reload, eventually trying to catch a pixel angle on him leaving, but he's already out of there. He's already left the bomb site, and YJ should survive here. Oh, no, he doesn't. 2 HP, a little bit too low. He needed to be further down Banana. Didn't quite make it out alive, and now 12 to 6. W7M in a spot that definitely doesn't look terrible, you could say. Double the scoreline of their opponents. Now they are over on the terror side, so somewhat of a disadvantage to play with there. But I do very much doubt that W7M will be struggling too much. They come into this up against a mix by an AUG on Wood, obviously, which was carried forward, and everybody else just on the pistols. P250s and CZs with 2 pieces of armor. Leaves Red Canids in a position that they really shouldn't be getting too much done from. W7M, though, are playing very spread out, which does give the opportunities for Red Canids to find at least a few kills. Nice spam through the smoke. Decent damage done to Riots for what he risked. With just a P250. Nice shots onto Pank. Pesadello is hitting it today. Leo God comes through with another. That's 2 retrievable weapons for the CT side. But with the T's quickly regrouping towards the top of middle, I'm not a big fan of YJ's current position. He's playing over towards the apartments, leaving him very vulnerable to an attack coming down. Because, you know, at this point, you're up against pistols. What's the most likely thing that they do when they spot there's players towards the B bomb site? Well, they rush A down middle or through apartments. And at that point, if they rush you with a CZ, even if you have the element of surprise, there's a very decent chance that they'll be able to destroy you. Wood, the only player with a rifle, or was the only player with a rifle, coming into the start of the round, finds both kills towards short, with Kaig taking down YJ. And look at the damage done. Red Canids don't lose a single weapon, and W7M walk into a round where they're up against majority pistols and get nothing done. Well, with the exception of being very generous and gifting some weapons towards the Red Canid side. Oh no. Oh, Rafa. He goes down to 13 HP. That nade does 1 damage to him. Okay, question mark. I don't know how that is, but how and ever. He took a lot of damage to the molly, so good utility usage early on from Red Canids. I'm surprised he doesn't give the deagle over to someone else who's a little bit healthier at this point. So for W7M, securing... Excuse me, that was on his head. There it is. Eventually the third connects it as Nython picks Rafa off just moments afterwards towards the bottom of Banana. Hank had his back turned to a smoke, but as it dissipates, Pesadello is able to quickly penetrate him with some bullets. And the penetration from behind is ultimately what finishes off the round and puts it 12-8. Red Canids starting to really come back into this, and W7M, for being the favored team on their map pick, they're not looking too fly right now. Considering the fact that Red Canids are on the CT side and have gained significant enough control over their economy, W7M have very little room to maneuver at the moment. So 12-8. Red Canids, after a pause, they're still looking pretty Gucci on economy, like you can see. This is a round where we need to see W7M pulling off 3 kills or so. At least, if they lose the round, 3 kills is a minimum, because if not, Red Canids build up so much money that it will be almost an insurmountable opponent for W7M. Fast push towards A. Flashbang's going over towards the top of pit. This is Red Cannon's going to be under a lot of pressure. They find the opening kill, and Kaig's in there with 2. Good night and sweet dreams, W7M. You've only got YJ left alive, and he's low, and he's very quickly going to be taken lower as Leo God brings him all the way to 0. It's 12-9. Red Canids on the CT side of Inferno are standing strong and absolutely tearing W7M apart. Now down to another eco, and with losing so few weapons once more, we're going to see a strong economy maintained for Red Canids with the ability to take out an SMG in this round pretty efficiently. No armor in play right now for the T side, meaning Wood should have a field day. They line up. Nython only finds 1. But the damage is there on the back of nades, and okay, Real takes down Wood, closes the distance towards short. Got Kaig there, but he's peaked by 3, so not able to find all too much outside of that. Down goes Nathan. Deagle in hand. Riot's got damage done, and now a bomb plan for YJ with an AUG. Sure, he has no armor, but he has the ability to head peek and hold long-range angles. Down to 17 HP in the end, though. Should be the end of him. He suspects the player to be coming in from short, but not from middle, as he goes for a flank, trying to creep up around behind them. Leo God shuts him down and puts it 12 to 10. Another round for W7M. And it just goes awry. That said, though, I don't think it's too big of a deal. They had very little to work with. Now they're able to get themselves AKs. They can get an AWP out if they feel like it. What was the... We didn't quite catch the sprays that went down. Oh, they've thrown a GG on the floor. Why have they done that? That's just rude. I like how the other one covered it up, though. It's like, no, it's not GG yet. Spam through the smoke, doesn't land a kill. Nade down deep, though. That should. Rafa gets out of there in time to survive with 6 HP. Rafa's not having a good time early round. He's consistently being lit down low, regardless of the weapon that he's operating with. This time with the AWP, at least, allows him to do something with that low HP, but it is still quite unlikely. So on 12 to 10, a 2-round gap. Red Canids on the verge of putting their opponents down to, actually with a loss bonus, not a terrible buy. So W7M should be fairly decently set, especially if they can get a plant every second round or so. Problem is, though, Red Canids have won so many consecutive rounds at this point. I mean, they are starting to really chain them together and become a dominant opponent. They lost the first buy round, and since then, they've just been on a streak. Not just winning, but shutting down their opponents at every single opportunity. Smoke goes down. Crossover towards the bomb side. It's being watched, though. Kaig picks up one. Pesadello with another. Molotov down to stop them closing the distance. Leo God finding a frag onto Real. The Molotov even gets a kill. Insult to injury. Rafa's still on 6 HP, and he's going to be very quickly dealt with. This is a disaster. W7M are being stopped at every possible road. Every roadblock they pass, they're getting ID'd and arrested. Fireworks in the back of the car are being found. And all W7M want to do is put those fireworks on the floor, around a fountain, and blow it up. Is that too much to ask? Have you never blown a toilet up with a firework? Neither have I. But I've seen it done, and it looks cool. So let them do it. Rafa this time staying firmly away from Banana early on. He doesn't like how he's treated there. Gotta be nice to your customers or they won't come back. YJ not being very nice to Nathan as he takes him out, and I don't mean to a nice seafood dinner. A man advantage finally in play early on for W7M. The push towards the top of middle sees one player holding down towards long. That's going to be maybe catching them off. Never mind. Wood gets taken down straight away. In through the smoke, only leaving one player to defend the bomb site. That's going to be Kaig. I don't know what the hell is going on here with Auto Director, but Kaig picks up a quick double. He's looking for more towards the apartments as Rafa connects one on long. Leaving Kaig to hold down and pit, but he's been having a pretty good hold so far. 5 bullets left. Capitalizes onto Rafa. He's doing it all by himself. 3 kills on the board, but unfortunately, Pesadello is still left in a 1 versus 2. AK-47 in hand. Nade goes over to try and do some damage. Doesn't land a whole lot. Riot's down to 78. Oh, the Molotov does a lot. Oh, ho, ho. But as his molly connects, his position's given away, and so he's mollied out himself. Taste of his own medicine, so to speak. 13-11, W7M finally get a round of the board, and I've got a treat for you boys. It's been about 15 rounds, but we finally got it sorted. Boom. Oh god, I didn't think it was going to work there for a second. The second map for an overtime, I think. Will there be overtime? And if you think red Canids are going to win that, then you get a 1.06, I guess, for them to win an OT. That's certainly a weird one. I don't understand the bet. Let's throw another one up. Will it be different? Yes, it will. First map, winner, including overtime. W7M 1.41 at the moment. They're looking good to take map number 1, and certainly with the previous round under their belt, that holds through. Red Canids, though, have that economy stack that we talked about, and now deploying it effectively as they can. They've got an AWP and 4 AUGs to work with. W7M on the back foot, as they've yet to gain a whole lot of map control, only towards top banana, but it is being challenged from the CT spawn with a boost up. Smoke goes over, but it does very little to stop this boost. You can see Leo God can still see above that smoke and catch people off as they push on forward to banana and try to peek out, especially if they take CT for granted as being blocked or vision obscured. W7M make a little bit of noise towards A. They flash, they smoke over, they drop Molotovs. And here's another smoke coming towards long, but it is ultimately going to be a fake. Eventually hitting B. And the boost is gone. They've started to rotate over as the smokes go down. Pesadello realizes what's happening, but they don't expect another to be here. Leo takes 2. It's down to a 3 versus 3. Pank is pretty low. The bomb plant will be secured, and the time will now be on their side. As W7M get to play passive, get to play defensive. I like this. No better way to use your defensive, your low HP player, than to leave Pank towards dark. As soon as he gets taken down, they never suspect Rafa to be here. Swinging out. Spawn, they line up for him. It doesn't matter that he's low. He picks off 2. I thought he was going to die there for sure, but because he was being double peeked, but they step in front of each other. It's like a comedy movie, clumsily stumbling in their faces. And that could be it. That round may have sealed the deal. Look at the economy for the CT side. It is not great. You're going to see a lot of weaker weapons coming through already. 2 SMGs in play. Kaig. Now, Nathan can take an op. Kaig is forced down to... I don't know if he doesn't even want to go for the AUG here, realistically. Probably another SMG so we can get utility out. No, he goes for the AUG just with a smoke and a nade. Even an M4 in this situation I feel like would be a better call. Just to get an extra flashbang out. But we've seen efficient holds from Kaig before when he's been challenged towards the A bomb site, so I'll forgive him having the AUG, especially as he's probably not going to play support, being solo towards the short part of A in this round. They push on up. They're starting to aggress, and we're not seeing a whole lot of return damage for the CT side as K gets lit down to 13 and Leo even on 50. K quickly eliminated with a wallbang, leaving Wood to hold that bomb site by himself. He retrieves the AUG of his fallen comrade, and he's going to try to make this hold. But he's been spotted out in the open, though. Oh, Leo's taken down from long range. Molotov through means they notice another player on the bomb site and eliminate him with almost no trouble. They've not lost a single player. At most, they've taken 40 damage to a player, leaving only 1 alive. Nython. He's one that doesn't care if players are low or not with an AWP. And they have enough cash to hunt him down here, just to make sure he doesn't carry this forward to the next round. That's what they're going for. Riots hears him. They know that he's in T-Apps now. Oh, YJ playing a risky game peeking out there, but they're not lined up, so as soon as he re-peeks to try and find that kill, he is dead as can be, and there was no way he was saving that AWP. As soon as he was spotted going towards T-spawn, it was already over. 15-11. W7M on map point, but there are still 2 more maps to play, and the next up is Red Canids map pick. So at least they have that to fall back on. That is, of course, Train. But Train's not going to be the easiest of maps up against W7M because, from what I remember, it's not a huge weakness. I will double check that, though. As you see such weak weaponry coming through from red cannons, what can you really expect from them? Close range holds. Not working for Kaig anyways. He does some damage, but nothing on the back of it. Flashing into short. They don't catch anyone. Nython picks up a kill at least. YJ getting a little bit over aggressive. So an SG going to be recovered. And now W7M want to regroup. They're going down towards Banana. They're going to take this B hit together. Hoping perhaps that they've dragged off some rotations, but that's not the case. Not a lot of utility left, and that smoke does leave a gap for Pesadello to swing around. I think there was a molly down, which blocked it. Pesadello not yet going in for the swing, though. He wants to wait. With 44 seconds left, he's hoping maybe they don't suspect that this smoke has a gap so we could catch them crossing to the bomb site. Eventually it dissipates, though. Oh, he's so close to being taken down by Real there. Posting on the angle, missing the shots. Riots pushes up close. The Molotov now forces him forward. He picks up one, spots another towards CT. Not able to land at 180, and down goes Leo God. The bomb site's open for business, and all of its customers are terrorists, which isn't ideal. The durability of the bomb site. But as Pesadello goes down, it's all going to be on Woody. Making his way in with an MP9. 1 versus 4. Has to find this clutch to keep them alive in the map, and although he finds the opening, actually with low HP on Real and Riot, it's definitely possible. Picks up an AK-47, so the one-tap headshots on the board potentially, but it's not happening as Pank takes him down, shuts him out, and puts it over into the finale scoreline of 16-11. What a fantastic game this has been from Rafa and Pank. Despite Rafa having a really rough time on the T side, he still put up a very good performance across the whole map. We're going to see if there's going to be a change in pace from Red Canids as we move over to the next map. That is Train coming up in just a couple of minutes. But before that, we've got to take a quick break. It's worth mentioning the Train's relatively similar map for both teams. But with W7M's current performance, I'd still favor them going forward. Let me know in chat if you agree. And we'll catch you in a few minutes for map number 2.
Charge up your game with excitement. Highest odds on the market. Coverage of all live and pre-match events. Place your bets with Solid Bookmaker and win with your favorite teams. Take what's rightfully yours with GG.bet.